Fred GAUDELLI is the executive producer of the NFL on NBC, and you add a new title now too, executive producer of Thursday Night Football on Amazon, which is produced by your entire crew, right?
That is correct.
Now, what complications or pressures does that bring to the table, GAUDELLI, given now you got to do two football games in what, 72 hours?
Well, I did that before. In 2016 and 17, I produced Thursday night and Sunday night, and I vowed I would never do it again, and I'm sticking to that vow. So I'm not producing Sunday night football this year. I'll oversee it. Rob Hyland has moved in as the producer, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But Amazon got football and really didn't have a television department. So they went around to all the networks and tried to gauge the interest in having somebody produce these games for them. And NBC was very interested in it. It was I thought it was a great idea. And for me personally, it was like, one more thing to try. Like let's reinvent something. Or reinvent's probably a little bit of over exaggeration, but let's build something from the ground up. Force you to rethink everything you do. And it's been a nice jolt of energy, and it's almost here.
Now,
It didn't.
why
It,
did you
it,
choose?
it
Why
didn't
did you
hurt to
choose
have that.
Thursday? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, John.
No, I just said it didn't hurt to have that rookie play-by-play guy recommend you either, did it?
No, it did not. That did not hurt, that did not hurt me at all.
I mean, when you think about Al Michaels moving from the Sunday show to the Thursday show, that is, you talk about a jolt. That is a jolt of credibility for your friends at Amazon.
Well, I think, Amazon seized upon the opportunity to grab Al very, very quickly, and we're able to do it. And obviously, and Al and I think this will be our 22nd season together in a row. So there was a lot of comfort for me in that. And yeah, it's like, this will be my 33rd year producing a primetime NFL game. And I just feel like that jolt of energy of, being scared and, is it going to be good? It just it just motivates you in a different way.
I'm intrigued though by I assume this was your choice to
Yeah.
take to do
Yeah.
Thursday rather than Sunday.
Yes.
And I would also assume that John's question may be part of my answer, but what was the specific motivation to choose Thursday?
Well, I mean, at some point you're not going to be in the truck anymore. And I decided that this would be my last season in the truck, actually producing the game.
Right.
And I knew that before last season began. And so I was negotiating a contract with NBC, to be the executive producer and oversee, all of it, which, so I was passing on the truck to somebody else. And then when this opportunity came along, I just thought that like this was like a perfect way to, end the truck experience after, 33 years, new crew, new everything except for Al, and, try to, build something from scratch and, leave a real solid foundation for the next person or the next people that come in.
So, Fred, let me ask you this because it's a fascination, and let's face it, the NFL is a single entity. So your cross promotion exists, lots of things exist between the networks. But how do you avoid that phone call from Sam Flood on Monday morning saying, "Hey, we want that too"?
Yeah, I mean, like, I mean, Sam is very astute, and obviously there's going to be proprietary elements to every single show. But the one thing about the NFL, if one network does something and the other networks like it and want to do it, they can do it. I
Mm.
mean, NFL is not going to, I'll never forget when ESPN unveiled the yellow line, right? We had an exclusive. And that year, Fox wanted to use it on the Super Bowl, and ESPN said, "Okay, we'll let you use it, but it's going to cost you 3 million bucks." And Fox said, "Yeah, we're not interested in paying 3 million bucks." And there was no yellow line at the Super Bowl.
Right.
And the NFL came to ESPN, "Hey, you can't do this. What about the good of the game?" And they said, "Hey, we were the ones that developed it. We funded the research and development on it. If they want to pay it, we're happy to give it to them. But if they're not, then we're not giving it to them." And then after that, the NFL said, "Okay, we're not going to be in this position again. So anybody who innovates something that another network wants to use, we'll be able to use it, provided they want to, pay a reasonable fee and all those different things. So I don't think we'll have that issue there.
So the three of us have been in broadcasting all our lives, and so we tend to view things with a different eye than the common man who sees a football game, and they may like the game or they may like some coverage or a few little things. But I think we're a little bit more discerning in what we see. So I'm intrigued by the fact you've reinvented this game or coverage of this game, what, 3 or 4 times, going from network to network and Monday night to Sunday night and now to Thursday night. What's the process like when so take us through what you've been working on with Thursday night football. Do you want it to look, I don't know whether different is the right word, special? Do you want to have a different feel from Sunday night?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. NFL fans have a very high expectation of the coverage of the National Football League,
Of course.
especially in prime time. So no matter what you do, you better not mess up that, right? Your coverage better have all the angles, it better have good announcers, and you only get one opportunity, as to make that first impression. So the number one thing is we have to cover the game as well as it can be covered. Then you can get into, okay, what's gonna be distinctive about our coverage? What is the music going to be? What are the graphics going to be? How are we going to execute, certain things that are executed now? So when you have nothing, which is literally what we had nothing. Everything now has to be created. And the tendency is, okay, we did that on Sunday night, let's do it here. Well, no, you got to avoid, you can't do that. Okay, this worked on Sunday night and this is good and the viewers like this. All right, so how do we do something similar to this and hopefully better than this, on Thursday night? But the streaming platform, that comes with some built-in, I don't know if advantages are the right word, but some built-in elements. I mean, there's an optionality when you watch something on a streaming service, that you don't have, when you're watching it on broadcast television or cable television. And I think at least for the very beginning, that is where the experience is going to differentiate itself for the viewers.